Episode 3.12, Cronus, the devourer of prophecy, the devourer of his own children. Before the first light dawned across the heavens, before there were laws or wars, the cosmos was nothing but a vast chaos. From within that primordial chaos were born sky and earth, Uranus, the heavens that covered all things, and Gaia, the fertile mother who nurtured life. Their union, or rather their primal bond, gave rise to 12 titans, colossal primordial deities, among them the one who would later cast a bloody fate upon the universe, Cronus, the youngest son chosen. Cronus was the youngest child, yet no less significant. Precisely because he came last, he never saw the sky, never tasted freedom as his siblings did. Uranus, fearing his children would overthrow him, imprisoned them all within Gaia, locking life itself in darkness. Gaia suffered, yet the Titans endured in silence, except for Cronus. Born last, never having seen the light, he was the first to desire to shatter the chains. Perhaps because he had never known light, he did not fear losing it. Or perhaps it was the darkness itself that forged within him a burning thirst for freedom, a hidden flame consuming every shackle. Cronus was more than just another titan. He was the embodiment of time itself. In Greek, his name echoes Chronos, the relentless, irreversible flow of time. His image is bound to the sickle, an instrument sharp enough to sever the old order, yet also a symbol of time's cycle, of harvest and decay. He is often described as a towering god, stern of face, solemn of gaze, his long hair and beard hanging down like the threads of fate. In his hand rests the weapon that severs the past, yet also the tool with which he would one day seize the future. Unlike the radiant gods of light or the furious gods of war, Cronus bore an ancient gravity, like a silent stone monument standing unmoved amid a river of change. 2. The First Rebellion, the overthrow of the sky. Gaia whispered her call for rebellion. She forged for Cronus a sickle from adamantine, sharp enough to cut through divinity itself. Then, on a fateful night, as Uranus lay across Gaia as he always did, Cronus leapt from his ambush. The sickle tore through the heavens, striking at the holiest of powers, creation itself. Uranus's blood fell upon the earth, birthing new beings, the vengeful Erinyes, the mighty giants. The severed flesh fell into the sea, where the foam gave rise to Aphrodite, the goddess of love, born from violence, from the suffering of a creator. Cronus ascended to the highest throne, ending his father's reign and ushering in the Golden Age, a time when humankind needed no laws, knew no war, no death, nor aging.
The cosmos moved in strange harmony, where morality was natural, not imposed, and yet, behind this harmony, a shadow slowly spread: fear.
3. Cronus, the stern and anxious Titan king. Cronus was not like his father, at least at first. He ruled with order, not cruelty, yet never with peace of mind. The monstrous beings imprisoned in Tartarus, the Cyclopses and the Hecatonchires, remained locked away. Cronus began to suspect even his own blood. He could not believe this order would endure without control over everything. Then, as if fate mocked him, Gaia whispered again, "Your child will do to you what you did to your father." From that moment, Cronus ceased to be the god of time. He became its prisoner. Though he ruled over every moment, he could not accept the future. To prevent his downfall, he chose to devour his own children. 4. Rhea, sister, wife, and sorrowful mother. Cronus wed Rhea, his sister, strong and gentle, not only because she was goddess of fertility and the earth, but because in her was something he lacked: trust. If Cronus was caution and control, Rhea was softness and renewal. He needed her, a counterbalance to his Titan throne. Rhea bore him 6 children: Hestia, the hearth flame; Demeter, the goddess of harvest; Hera, the goddess of marriage; Hades, lord of the underworld; Poseidon, god of the sea; and Zeus, the youngest. But from the very first child, Cronus ceased to be a father. Obsessed with prophecy, he became only a ruler. Hestia was swallowed at birth, followed one by the others. Rhea suffered in silence until it came to Zeus. With Gaia's aid, Rhea secretly bore Zeus on the island of Crete, hiding him in a cave where nature itself nurtured him. She wrapped a stone in swaddling cloth, gave it to Cronus, and he swallowed it whole, blind with fear. 5. The vicious cycle of fate, the price of fear. Years later, Zeus grew to manhood. With the cunning of the goddess Metis, he tricked Cronus into drinking an emetic. One by one, the swallowed children were freed, not destroyed, only delayed. The future had not been consumed, it had only been waiting. The Titanomachy erupted, a 10-year war that shook heaven and earth, pitting the new generation against the old. At last, Zeus triumphed, casting Cronus into Tartarus, or in some versions, sparing him to rule Elysium, the resting place of noble souls.
and thus the cycle of fate closed, from Uranus to Cronus to Zeus, forever an endless chain of overthrow, rebellion, and succession. In Greek mythology, power is never eternal. It is a debt that must always be paid.
6. Meaning. Cronus, as the god of time, Chronos, was never randomly tied to the image of devouring. Time does not kill you, but it digests you. It swallows you whole. It keeps you inside, never to return. And if you cannot learn to let go, you will be the first to be consumed. Cronus lives on, even now, in rulers who fear losing power and suppress the young, in parents who cannot let their children live their own lives, in ourselves whenever we cling to what is outdated, fearing what is new. The tragedy of Cronus is the tragedy of all who refuse to grow, not because they are immature, but because they refuse to pass time on to those who come after. And as in every cycle, those who hold on too long are devoured by time itself.